threatened and is blackmailing Nora. Helmer seems to be very rigid and he doesn't know how to bend in relationships. And he is extremely moralistic, right? And he calls Nora as obstinate, as an obstinate person, as a stubborn person who would not understand the world and still would not compromise, right? Now from here we begin with the play. Coming to these lines where Helmer is Nora is imploring, is requesting Helmer that he should forgive Krogstad. Okay, and Helmer is wants to dismiss Krogstad from the job, right? So from here we have to continue. Helmer. And I hear he's a good worker too, but I knew him when we were boys. It was one of those rash friendships that so often prove an incubus in afterlife. I may as well tell you plainly, we were once on very intimate terms with one another, but this tactless fellow lays no restraints on himself when other people are present. On the contrary, he thinks it gives him the right to adopt a familiar tone with me, and every minute it's I say Helmer, old fellow, and that sort of thing. I assure you it is extremely painful for me. He would make my position in the bank intolerable. Nora wants that dismissal of Krogstad should not happen. Helmer has taken his decision and he doesn't want any suggestion from Nora. So he says that he is a good worker. Krogstad is a good worker, and his friendship with Krogstad has been from boyhood days. Okay, and he is paying because of that friendship, right? Have you understood these lines? Should I move forward?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what is incubus? Because this line is very famous. It is one of those rash friendships that so often prove an incubus in afterlife. Does anyone know the meaning of that?
Ma'am, which has a bad influence later, bad consequence.
Yeah, yes. Incubus is the term that has been taken from mythology. Incubus is a, you may call a demon or spirit that comes and mates with, has sexual intercourse with a sleeping woman. Okay, so here he says his friendship with Krogstad is just like having relationship with an incubus. And the product of that relationship is always in mythology, it is some deformed human being or it's, bad spirits. They are the product of this relationship. So this friendship between Helmer and Krogstad is just like a relationship with incubus, and because of that, what he has to in afterlife, what now Helmer has to tolerate is that in his office, Krogstad would speak in very intimate terms. He would just before because Krogstad is very junior and Helmer is boss. Right. So his vocabulary is something like he is too familiar, and this affects his official relationship with other people too. Nora, Toward, I don't believe you mean that. Don't you? Why not? Because it's such a narrow-minded way of looking at things. What are you saying, narrow-minded? Do you think I'm narrow-minded? No, just the opposite idea. And it is exactly for that reason. She hesitates and says that in order to save him from being narrow-minded, she wants that Krogstad should be reinstated. It's the same thing. You say my point of view is narrow-minded, so I must be so too narrow-minded. Very well. I must put an end to this. He's in anger. He calls the servant maid and wants to give the letter of dismissal to the maid, and she can then post it. What are you going to do? Looking among his papers, settle it. Enter maid. Look here, take this letter and go downstairs with it at once. Find a messenger and tell him to deliver it and be quick. The address is on it and here is the money. He's firing Krogstad from the job. Very well, sir. Now then, little Miss Obstinate. Now he's coming again in funny mood and calling Nora an obstinate person. Right? In a playful manner. Nora, Tower, what was that letter? Krogstad's dismissal. Call her back, Tower. There is still time. Oh, Tower, call her back. Do it for my sake, for your own sake, for the children's sake. Do you hear me, Tower? Call her back. You don't know what the letter can bring upon us. It's too late. Yes, it's too late. Helmer in his rigidity says it's too late, and Nora in her helpless state says yes, it's too late. She knows now that the Pandora's box is going to be opened. Helmer, my dear Nora, I can forgive the anxiety you are in, although really it's an insult to me. You don't trust that your husband has that strength to save you from all the troubles of the world. This is what he wants to say. It is indeed. Isn't it an insult to think that I should be afraid of starving quill driver's vengeance? He calls Krogstad quill driver, who just does only mechanical kind of work, no important work in the office. And that man who has got no status is going to take revenge upon me, and I cannot save my family and myself from such a person. But I forgive you nevertheless, because it is not such eloquent witness to your great love for me. Because it is such an eloquent witness, you care for me. And so a woman appeals to men when she appears to be helpless, and she always wants support from the man, and she gains strength from man's strength. So this raises Helmer's love for Nora. And it is as, yes.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of quill driver's vengeance?
Quill driver means a person who does repetitive kind of work. The work that is not important. He is not in any decision making group at his office. He does low job.
Okay, ma'am.
Helmer is manager. He manages his bank.
Yes.
And this person does some mechanical work, something which is repetitive. And such a person who is so insignificant in office, he is saying that he is going to take vengeance upon me. So what harm can he bring to me? This is Helmer's ego speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So you will never have to do that. Helmer, that's right. Well, we will share it, Nora, as a man and wife should. That is how. See that expression, man and wife. It's not husband and wife.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Man, it's not man and woman. If you say woman, then it addresses womanhood. Wife means she has existence just because of a man. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, Nora, as man,
her only identity is that of as a wife.
Yes, that's the identity. After marriage, no other identity. It is just as a wife. Okay, so as man and wife should. That is how it shall be. Caressing her, loving her. Are you content now? There. Not these frightened dove eyes. He's saying that you should not look so frightened. Your eyes are dove's eyes, so innocent. Is frightening. So this is a pretty image of woman. She looks very appealing to men when she has those frightened eyes. The whole thing is only the wildest fancy that Krogstad can do any damage to us. Now you must go and play through Tarantula and practice with your tambourine. That is the musical instrument. I shall go into the inner office and shut the door, and I shall hear nothing. You can make as much noise as you please. And when turns back and when Rank comes, tell him where he will find me. Dr. Rank knows that I'm here. He will come straight to my office. Nora, bewildered with anxiety, stands as if rooted to the spot and whispers. He was capable of doing it. He will do it. He will do it in spite of everything. No, not that. Never, never. Anything rather than that. Oh, for some help, some way out of it. She thinks that Krogstad has got all the power to destroy her home now. Dr. Rank. The doorbell rings and Dr. Rank has come. Dr. Rank. Anything rather than that. Anything, whatever it is. She puts her hands over her face and pulls her together or goes to the door, opens it. Rank is standing without hanging up his coat during the following dialogue. It begins to grow dark. He's without coat. That means he himself is in a disrupted state. There's some problem. Good day, Dr. Rank. I knew your ring. But you mustn't go to tower now. I think he's busy with something. And you? Nora brings him in and shuts the door after him. Oh, you know very well. I always have time for you. Thank you. I shall make use of as much as I can. What do you mean by that? As much of it as you can. Well, does that alarm you? It was such a strange way of putting it. Is anything likely to happen? Nothing, but what I have long been prepared for. He has been preparing for something, and we all know that he is suffering from the disease, he's going to die, and so he is preparing for his death, and he wants to spend as much time as he can with Nora. But I certainly didn't expect it to happen so soon. Gripping him by the arm. What have you found out? Dr. Rank, you must tell me. Sitting by the stove, it's all up with me, and it can't be helped. Is it about yourself? Who else? See, Nora has her own guilt, Rank has his own guilt. So Nora thinks that Rank has found out something. So Rank says, who else? It is no use lying to oneself. I am the most wretched of all my patients, Mrs. Helmer. Lately, I have been taking stock of my internal economy. Bankrupt, nothing left in this body. Probably within a month, I shall lie rotting in the churchyard. Churchyard, the graveyard. I will be buried. What an ugly thing to say. The thing itself is cursedly ugly. And the worst of it is that I shall have to face so much more that is ugly before it. Death is not as ugly as the disease, suffering through the diseases. I shall only make one more examination of myself. When I have done that, I shall know pretty certainly when it will be that the horrors of dissolution will begin. When my sufferings are my pain is going to increase so much that it's going to become intolerable. There's something I must tell you. Helmer's refined nature gives him an unconquerable disgust at everything that is ugly. I won't have him in my sick room. Now again, something he throws light on Helmer's nature. Helmer is a person who cannot see anything that is ugly. Everything should be pure, true, loving. No. So, yes?
Everything should be pretty, pleasant to the eyes.
Yeah, it should be pleasant to his eyes. So, during his death time, he does not want that Helmer should visit him. Unconquerable disgust. Disgust so much that pity can never conquer this disgust. He cannot feel pity on anyone. These things just disgust him. Oh, but Dr. Rank, I won't have him there. Not on any account. I bar my... As soon as I am quite certain that the worst has come, I shall send you my card with a black cross on it. And then this would be the mark. Okay, and then you will know that the loathsome end has begun. You are quite absurd today, and I wanted you so much to be in really good humor. You know, she wanted to share her own suffering with Dr. Rank, perhaps, because he is the only friend that she has. But he himself is not in right mood today. Okay, with death stalking beside me, you want me to be in good humor when I'm moving with, this is personification of death. Death is treated as a person. To have to pay this penalty for another man's sin. Is there any justice in it? And in every single family, in one way or another, some such inexorable retribution is being exacted. Rubbish. Do talk of something cheerful. He says that every family is suffering because of one reason or another. God's actions, God is punishing for all the sins that you have committed in one way or another, and every family is suffering because of that. So she doesn't like his way of talking. Oh, it's a mere laughing matter, the whole thing. My poor innocent swine has to suffer for my father's youthful amusement, since my father was not a good man. He had committed all sin all his life. So because of that sin, I'm suffering. He's doctors here, and what kind of thoughts are just coming in his mind? Nora, I suppose you mean that he was too partial to asparagus, and now she is naming all these grasses and all that, don't you? In a laughing mood. Yes, and to truffles, yes, and oysters too, suppose. Just a light talk. We can escape these lines. Okay, right, especially that they should revenge themselves on the unlucky bones of those who have not had the satisfaction of enjoying them. They should revenge themselves, if you want to take a revenge upon someone, on the unlucky bones of those, the bones who have got no support, who themselves have not enjoyed. Yes, that's the saddest part. Why did you smile? No, it was you that laughed. No, it was you. Now they are in light mood, and I think we can just skip these lines. Oh, you don't mean to say that you are jealous of poor Christine? Yes, I am. She will be my successor in this house. When I am gone, you will have a friend in Christine. Don't speak so loud. She is in that room. Today again, there you see. See, I'm going to die, and Christine has entered the room, and she has already taken. She has only come to sew my dress for me. Bless my soul, how unreasonable you are. Be nice now, Dr. Rank, and today you will see how beautifully I shall dance. And you can, now this dance is very symbolical. It has the significance. Because through this dance, as you know, Christmas tree was symbolical. In the beginning, it all appeared to be very decorated, very fresh, and with lots of gifts. And now it is in dilapidated condition, and it is deteriorating day by day. In the similar way, their atmosphere of their home atmosphere is also deteriorating. How the gap is coming between husband and wife. And the relationship with Dr. Rank is also somewhat, under suspicion. Now here, this dance again is very significant because Nora is agitated. There is something that she has been hiding for years. Okay, so Dr. Rank, come and sit down here, and I will show you something. I'll show you something. What is it? Just look at these silk stockings, flesh colored. Aren't they lovely? It's so dark here and dark here now. But tomorrow, no. You must only look at the feet. Oh well, you may have to leave. You may have leave to look at the legs too. Why are you looking so critical? Don't you think they will fit me? I have no means of forming an opinion about that. Looks at him for a moment. For shame. Hits him lightly on the ear with the stockings. That's to punish you. And what other things am I to be allowed to see? See, these dialogues, they put this relationship under suspicion. Not a single thing more for being so naughty. She looks among the things, humming to herself. After a short silence, Rank, when I'm sitting here talking to you so intimately as this, I cannot imagine for a moment what would have become of me if I had never come into this house. He is a man who is not married. He is a man who doesn't have children. He is a man who doesn't have roof. He looks only after his career, that is his doctor. He looks only at the patients. So this is the place, while talking to Nora, he feels some relief. Okay, so secretly how this love You know, and Nora, it's not very clear, and Nora never pays attention to it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, how is the dance symbolical? You were just saying that it's
Yeah, it will come to that.
Okay,
It's
ma'am.
not started yet, you know, that when it will take place.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then I believe you two feel thoroughly at home with us. See, in Nora's dialogue, you do not find anywhere much of, you know, and to be obliged to leave it all. Again, towards nonsense, you are not going to leave it as before, and not be able to leave behind one of the slightest token of one's gratitude. Scarcely even a fleeting regret. Nothing but an empty place which the first comer can fill as well as any other. Towards Christine again, that when I go from here, this place will be filled with Christine, and there will be no sign of my being here. And if I asked you now for no, for what? For a big proof of your friendship. Yes, yes, he feels happy that Nora is asking for something. I mean, a tremendously big favor. Would you really make me so happy for once? You should ask for me. I want to do something for you. Right? This is what he is hinting at. Ah, but you don't know what it is yet. No, but tell me. I really can't, Dr. Rank. It is something out of all reason. It means advice, help, or favor. The bigger thing, it is better. You ask me whatever you want, and I'll do it. I'll take all the risks. I can't conceive what it is you mean. You tell me. Haven't I your confidence? Don't you trust me? Right? Haven't I your confidence? That means, don't you trust me more than anyone else? This is her reply. Not even, she can't even trust her husband more than anyone else. I know you are my truest and best friend, and so I will tell you what it is. Well, Dr. Rank, it's something you must help me to prevent. You know how devotedly, how inexpressibly deeply Tower loves me. He would never for a moment hesitate to give his life for me. I am loved by my husband. My husband dotes on me. Leaning towards Honora, do you think he is the only one? Right? And Nora is just surprised at these words. The only one? The only one who would gladly give his life for your sake? It's not only your husband that who would give his life for your sake, there's someone else. Nora, is that it? Now she is sadly asking it. Is that it? Because she knows that Helmer would never give his life for her sake. She knows her husband. Rank, I was determined you should know it before I went away. I wanted to share my feelings with you before I die. And there will never be a better opportunity than this. Now you know it, Nora. And now you know too that you can trust me as you would trust no one else. Now, with these words, something has happened with Nora. She rises deliberately and quietly. Let me pass. Okay, I'm not sharing. She has realized something. Rank makes rooms for her to pass him, but sit still, Nora.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, Rank just told her that he loves her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is why she's behaving in such a manner, no? That is why she's saying, let me pass.
Seems like.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And ma'am, in the previous dialogues where she was saying that you can look at the feet and everything, in a way, wasn't she flirting? Because I read the summary and it said that she was flirting with Dr. Rank. I don't know.
Does it? Yes, it seems so. This is what we read in literature, that human beings are so, you know, you can never see the truth. You know, when next year maybe you may be going through postmodern literature. So what is reality? What is truth? What is not? A person does not know about himself, so it's never possible to know about other person. Yes, but these words suggest that she enjoys Dr. Rank's attention.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but she is married to Helmer. Then why was she flirting with Dr. Rank?
You know, the word flirting is too much. With Helma, it's like the relationship between husband and wife is neither that of friendship, because she cannot share all her secrets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, ma'am.
she cannot talk to Helma as a friend. The Helma loves her, and just you have a pet at home, a dog, a bird in cage, a kitten, a puppy. Okay,
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
master loves the pet. So
Yeah.
in the play, as we go through these dialogues, we feel that Nora is a very loving pet of Helma.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I've read the play. Yeah.
Got
So,
it?
like, there is a friendship between him and Rank. So, in a way, like, she's having sort of having
Not yeah,
fun
between
with him.
you make say that.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
what is right, what is wrong, that labeling kind of thing is not possible when we talk about human nature.
Yes, ma'am.
She
Okay.
definitely enjoys attention by Dr. Rank.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And
Mm.
Dr. Rank has never disclosed his true feelings before Nora. But wherever it seems like that shell kind of thing is cracking open, Nara seems to be scared and she pulls off. So this is
Yes,
something
ma'am.
like pulling off.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That is what she has done now.
Yes, ma'am. Understood. Okay.
Okay. Okay. To have loved you as much as anyone else does, was that okay? No, I left something. She wants to pass there, and she reaches the hall door. Helen, bring in the lamp. Goes over to the stove. Dear Dr. Rank, that was really horrid of you. Okay. To have loved you as much as anyone else does. Was that horrid? No, but to go and tell me so. There was really no need. This means that all the time Nora very well knew that Dr. Rank, doesn't it seem like that? But you shouldn't have told it in words.
Yes, ma'am.
Frank,
She had a sense, sort of, probably.
yeah, yes. Frank, what do you mean? Did you know? Maid enters with lamp, puts it down on the table and goes out. Nora, Mrs. Helmer, tell me, had you any idea of this? Nora, oh, how do I know whether I had or whether I hadn't? I really can't tell you. To think you could be so clumsy, Dr. Rank. We were getting on so nicely. It was going, it could, this could have gone forever. But you have spoken it now. Rank, well, at all events, you know now that you can command me, body and soul. So won't you speak out? Okay. After that happened, after what happened, I beg you to let me know what it is. I can't tell you anything now. Yes, yes, you must punish me in that way. Let me have permission to do for you whatever a man may do. You can do nothing for me now. Besides, I really don't need any help at all. You will find that the whole thing is merely fancy on my part. It's my imagination. It really is so. Of course it is. Now she is just trying to escape Dr. Rank. Sitting down in the rocking chair and looks at him with a smile. You are a nice sort of man, Dr. Rank. Don't you feel ashamed of yourself? Now the lamp has come. Not a bit. But perhaps I had better go forever. Question mark is there. He wants Nora's opinion. No, indeed, you shall not. Of course, you must come here just as before. You know very well Tower cannot do without you. My husband needs you, so you should come. Rank, but you? Oh, I'm always tremendously pleased when you come. Rank, it is just that. That puts me on the wrong track. You are a riddle to me, just like a puzzle. I have often thought that you would almost as soon be in my company as in Helmer's. Now he has got that, he is going brave with his words.
Yes, ma'am.
Nora, yes, you see, there are some people one loves best and others whom one would almost always rather have as companions. Yes, there is something in that. Nora, when I was at home, of course, I loved Papa best. But I always thought it tremendous fun if I could steal down into the maid's room, because they never moralized at all and talk to each other about such entertaining things. Now see, if you once step out of the social setup that human being lives in, and then you start thinking about it. What Nora is saying about her childhood days is that she loved her Papa, but Papa always judged him. He wanted her to be a good girl. Okay. Now this Papa's place is being replaced by Helma, her husband, who loves her and at the same time judges her. So during childhood, that is the analogy that she is drawing. During her childhood, she used to go to the maid's room. There, these maids and the servants, they used to talk to each other and there was no moralizing. It was just, they were entertaining themselves. And she used to enjoy there because there no one would tell Nora, you should do this, Nora, you should do that. So Rank says, I see, it is their place I have taken. Means talking to me is just like entering that maid's room. Nora, jumping up and going to him. Oh, dear nice Dr. Rank, I never meant that at all. But surely you can understand that being with Tower is a little like being with Papa. Maid, if you please, ma'am. Nora, oh, there's a card. She puts it in her pocket. Is there anything wrong? No, no, not in the least. It is only something, it's my new dress. What? Your dress is lying there. That means Nora is hiding something. Oh, yes, that one. But it is another. I ordered it. Tower must not know about it. Oh, then that was the great secret. Now, there's nothing more people can expect from Nora. Rank also thinks that it is some dress that she is hiding. Nora, of course. Just go into him. He's in the sitting in the inner room. Keep him as long as Rank. Make your mind easy. I won't let him escape. I won't. You can do with your dress and whatever secret you want to hide from your husband and all that. And I am there. I'll engage your husband. So till here we have done. Actually, Act 3 is going to be very serious. This is just a, still, introduction kind of thing that is going on. And this these lines focused on the relationship between Nora and Rank. Okay, and it explored into what the human being, laying some restrictions on one particular gender. That is the social setup. So Rank, Helma could have had any kind of, friendships as he has with Rank. Same kind of friendship Nora too also has with Rank. But since this is the opposite gender, so it's taking such a turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, ma'am.
In our next class, we shall be doing the rest part, and we'll stop here.
Ma'am, I have a
yes.
It is not related to this play.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask that when Shakespeare used to write and his plays were being performed, then people normal conversations are also the way the plays were written, because in plays the conversation is so like like very sort of grand Dao and all of that. So this is how people used to talk
That
also.
was the period. That was the period of monarchy.
Yeah.
Okay, and even in our Indian culture, if you see, during those days, the language used to be of such nature when it was spoken before monarchs or the royal people.
Mm.
And then in Shakespearean plays, if you talk about, then just go through the conversation where Shakespeare shows dialogues between the peasants or this business community, which were not considered to be educated people. There, of course, the language was different from what it was spoken in courts.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We
Okay.
feel familiar.
Yeah.
We feel familiar with these dialogues because first of all, it is translated one.
Yes, ma'am.
This is
Okay.
not original language in which the play was written.
Okay. Even the one we were the play that we were reading, that was the original one, no? You mean the translated version is different?
Which, in case of Shakespeare, yes, we studied the original one.
Yes, ma'am.
But this play that we are studying is the translated one.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because it was written in Norwegian
Yes.
language. Okay.
And since it's translated in modern age, so it's in modern English.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. I was just curious why I asked.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then shall we stop here?
Yes, ma'am.
In next
Okay.
class
Thank
we
you,
should.
ma'am.
Okay, most welcome.
Thank you.